What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Observant Lineman. I am your Observant Lineman, Uche Waneri. Antonio Brown. You know, I'm waiting for this saga to end just like you guys are. And every day, this guy just keeps giving us more and more material to digest and to pick apart in what seems to be the live unraveling and self-destruction of a player who was once thought to be one of the top players in the NFL. Now, there's no doubt about this man's talent. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The guy has elite level talent. But the problem is, he has about a fifth grader's level of common sense. And what we're dealing with, and I hope I'm not insulting any fifth graders, what we're dealing with right now is a player who just doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut. And when you look at what he's done since he left the Steelers, left the Raiders, and now has left the Patriots, this guy has not been able to keep his mouth shut for longer than 24 hours. Hell, longer than 2 hours when it comes to handling these situations in a manner that doesn't leave his reputation even more sullied. And, you know, we'll just take a look at this article, and we're not even going to really focus on the article. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the tweets that Antonio Clown has continued to send out, which these tweets he's put on Twitter earlier, turns out he's deleted those tweets since the time that it was last checked. And, I mean, of course, we all know nothing disappears on the internet. So these tweets are here for us to enjoy. And, you know, when you read them, you know, it's something else. So this is one of the tweets. This is the latest tweet of all the tweets that he sent out regarding his situation in the NFL. Will not be playing in the NFL anymore. These owners can cancel deals, do whatever they want at any time. We'll see if the NFLPA hold them accountable. Sad they can just void guarantees anytime going on 40 million in 2 months. We'll see if they pay up. Now, regardless of how you feel about the guy, this tweet in and of itself isn't that, it's not a controversial tweet. Like, yes, we know that the NFL operates a little bit differently than, you know, leagues like the NBA, like the MLB, and where a lot of, you know, the majority of contracts aren't guaranteed. You know, there is not a fully guaranteed contract for any player out there. And, you know, usually teams, when they guarantee you money, players usually, you know, are able to get that guaranteed money over the course of their contract. But this guy is sitting here making this tweet as if he's being cheated out of his guaranteed money. No, Antonio Clown, you're not being cheated. You're just being a dummy. And because you're being a dummy, those guarantees get voided, because regardless of it saying it's a guarantee, there are stipulations that still must be met in order for that guarantee to go through. And part of that is that you are not a detrimental part of the team. And on every team you've been on thus far in the NFL, you turned out to be a player who violated that policy rule on numerous occasions. And I got to give credit to the Steelers. The Steelers did an amazing job in keeping a lot of his antics under wraps, but now we're starting to see the full scale of what this guy truly has become in terms of his inability to exhibit any self-control whatsoever. And you got to wonder, is this guy really, you know, right now, are we witnessing him dealing with CTE? CTE, one of the symptoms that is most noted about CTE is the inability to control impulsive behavior. And this guy, these are clearly impulsive tweets. He's had nothing but impulsive behavior since he was in Pittsburgh that goes unchecked. And you got to wonder if this guy's really dealing with a bout of mental illness, as well as the globe-sized ego that this guy has. Now, looking at, I mean, he has pictures here of him without a shirt on. Okay, whatever, you're a receiver. Looking at another one of his tweets, Kraft got caught in the parlor, AB speculations, fired. Different strokes, different folks, clearly. I guess what he's trying to say here is the owner of the Patriots, Robert Kraft, got caught in a parlor that was housing women who were being used in sex trafficking. It's part of a sex trafficking sting, and he has a point here. Coincidentally, that whole issue has gone away for Robert Kraft. But come on, AB. You know the rules to this game. He is an owner. You're a player. He's not playing under any contract. You are. Now, if you're looking at it from a personal conduct standpoint, hey, valid point. But again, he's not a player. He's an owner. So you have to expect that there may be a different approach to how things are handled in that regard. But with you, it's not the fact that you were accused of these potential crimes, because the Patriots still signed you, and the Patriots were willing to resist the blowback, and were willing to continue on with you as a player, regardless of those accusations. But instead of just keeping your mouth shut and playing football, you send text messages to people trying to get in touch with the second accuser to try and intimidate her. You make fun of her. You put her pictures of her children on your Twitter. And you think for 1 second that nobody in the front office at the Patriots saw that and that they didn't start getting questions asked to them? Now, even aside from that, the Patriots they have every right to release him because of that behavior, because that is conduct detrimental to the team. But also, you got to think about what do the Patriots know in terms of new information from the league, since the league has now interviewed both accusers and they've interviewed Antonio Clown. So now maybe the league informed the Patriots of something that's about to drop that they might want to get ahead of at this point. They might want to get ahead of it, cut ties before anything officially hits the news wire, and there could be an ensuing storm of new information coming in about more details regarding these two situations with these two women who are accusing him of allegedly committing sexual misconduct and sexual assault. So while he does have a point about a matter-of-fact situation with Kraft, the context is totally screwed up, and it doesn't really help his case in any regard. And now he talks about, in this tweet, Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, the funny guy on TV, still after this. And it says here, this is from a September 15th, Shannon Sharpe, 2010, I'm sorry. September 15th, 2010, Shannon Sharpe accused of sexual assault. Now, in this situation, while I don't know all of the details regarding it, I did see that this actually was a fabricated accusation by a woman. Shannon Sharpe stepped aside while it was going on, which means he left his job while this investigation was going on. And once it was proven that it was a fabricated accusation, he returned to his role as a commentator on Fox Sports. And of course, we have the situation with Ben Roethlisberger. 4 games for Big Ben, crazy world, I'm done with it. So in this situation, again, situation where a quarterback for the Steelers was accused of sexual assault at a nightclub. Of course, there are sketchy details about how that whole situation went down in the investigation process. But again, you're dealing with a team that has been able to, I guess, famously handle situations with players without it leaking out to the public so much. And Big Ben's situation ended up going nowhere as far as the law was concerned. So he got suspended for the situation by the NFL, 4 games, and was able to return to football after the fact. Now, if he's complaining about the fact that he got 4 games, but Antonio Clown's got fired, well, 1, you have 2 different franchises that operate in 2 different ways. 2, the franchise that signed you to their team in the New England Patriots was more than willing to keep you on the squad while this investigation was going on, the NFL had not come out and done anything or said anything officially in a way of what would happen to you as a player. If it weren't for your own stupidity and your own ego and your own arrogance, you would still be with the New England Patriots. Because the fact of the matter is that when Big Ben was being investigated for sexual assault, he wasn't texting the woman who accused him. He wasn't trying to get his buddies to go out there and set up for her to get dealt with or to intimidate her or put pictures of her children on social media for the world to see. You, as the fool you are, go out and try and intimidate this woman. So what do you think is going to happen? The Patriots see that and they say, this guy, we can't help him. Let's cut the ties now before anything else drops and we get caught in the blowback and the backlash that will inevitably be following. So these tweets by Antonio Brown are, well, it's become nothing new in terms of seeing the way that he is completely self-destructing since his time in Pittsburgh. And it's sad because from a certain perspective, the guy has all the talent in the world. From a certain perspective, the guy has nothing but a legendary, past tense, nothing but a legendary legacy in front of him to leave as one of the greatest at his position. And he threw it all away because he doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut. Sad. Hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to The Observant Lineman, and check out my Patreon. I will be adding some new exclusive clips from the Purdue TCU game and from a special workout that I did out at Stone Mountain here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am your Observant Lineman, Uche Waneri, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.